Juan, do I really have to say this?
Yes, you gotta fucking say it.
Jalen Hurts, you proved me wrong. I said it. There it is. How did Jalen Hurts go from an undraftable prospect to a second-round pick and now an MVP candidate? This video was long overdue. Welcome back, guys, to another MJC original. If you guys are liking this kind of content, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Now let's get back to the video. Coming out of high school, Jalen Hurts was a 4-star prospect. He was the 10th ranked quarterback in the class and the 104th ranked player overall. However, he was the number 1 ranked dual threat quarterback. But this was 2016. Times were different. Guys like Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes weren't in the league. They hadn't changed the quarterback position yet. The NFL was still ruled by pocket passers like Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Matt Ryan. It was just a completely different ballgame than today. Hurts would start at QB as a true freshman for Alabama. The Crimson Tide rolled to the national championship game, even with a subpar passing offense, where Hurts faced off against Deshaun Watson. Watson would go on to dice up Alabama, where Hurts would struggle. Most QBs, this would be rock bottom, but the next year, Hurts had a chance to write the script. Alabama would play Georgia, but this is where Hurts would hit his real rock bottom. He would only complete 3 out of 8 passes for 21 yards in the first half. Alabama's down 13-0, and Nick Saban decides to switch it up. He puts in a true freshman in Tua Tagovailoa to replace Hurts. You guys know the rest of the story. Tua brings them back, becomes a legend overnight, and all Jalen Hurts can do is cheer on from the sidelines. This would be the last game Hurts would start for Alabama. He would back up Tua the following year. But unlike most quarterbacks and be a malcontent, he showed off his character. To quote Nick Saban, Hurts has been through a lot of tough circumstances, and he was very supportive when he was the guy. He would support the guy behind him. When that guy became the man, he was very supportive of him, even though he had to sit behind him. And he worked really hard in the backup role so he could improve and get better so that he would have a chance to play in the NFL someday. If you watched Hurts play quarterback at Alabama and thought he was going to be in the NFL one day, you were out of your mind. He did one thing well. He ran the ball. Alabama had no problem using him as basically a bona fide running back. To put it simply, Hurts wasn't going to make it into the NFL unless he changed his game drastically.
At this point, Jalen Hurts' draft stock was as low as it can get. He needed to reinvent himself. And who better for the job than Oklahoma's head coach, Lincoln Riley? Powerhouse school? Check. No defense in the conference? Check. Best offense in college football? A check. The improvement not only came from playing under Lincoln Riley, but it came from Hurts realizing that he needed to get better. He had that self-awareness. Hurts was statistically better across the board, but the eye test told different. It was night and day difference. This was no longer the same QB who always looked to run. And this is where my own opinion changed on Jalen Hurts. There was clear evidence that Jalen Hurts was improving, from his throwing mechanics to being a pass-first quarterback rather than a run-first quarterback. Although I thought there was clear proof that he can play in the NFL, there were others who massively disagree with me.
Watching Jalen Hurts at the NFL Combine, I have to admit it changed my mind. I now believed he had the raw athleticism to play in the NFL. He just couldn't play quarterback. He was a natural runner with the ball, strong, big squat energy. I even remember telling Juan he looked like Denard Robinson 2.0 at the NFL Combine. For months leading up into the draft, Juan would ask me, what are you going to do if the Eagles select Jalen Hurts? Bro, do I have to say this, please?
You have to say it.
I would say you're out of your fucking mind. But much to my horror, Jalen Hurts was selected by the Eagles in the second round of the 2020 NFL Draft.
Jalen Hurts couldn't have came into a weirder situation in Philadelphia. 2 years removed from the Super Bowl run and 1 year removed from giving Carson Wentz a shit ton of money to be the franchise quarterback. This isn't the Carson Wentz that we all know now, though. Going into 2020, Carson Wentz is the guy. There's no doubt about it. But 13 weeks into the season, what do you know it? Wentz has been horrible. The Eagles turned to Jalen Hurts. He finished the game against Green Bay and he looked decent. He was named the starter the next week in the game versus the New Orleans Saints, who were 10-2 at the time and were one of the best teams in football. Let's listen to Max, our resident Eagle fan expert, on what he had to say about this game.
You know what, Juan? This is bullshit, and I won't stand for it anymore.
New Orleans Saints traveling to Philadelphia, and Jalen Hurts is starting this game. Max, what do you think?
Saints 28, Eagles 14. I'm glad they're throwing someone out to the dogs this week to get murdered. Let's have fun getting not blocked for.
So what if he does play good? What are you going to say?
I don't even want to think that that's a possibility with this crap team I have.
If you guys win this game, you got to buy some sort of Jalen Hurts gear. And you got posted on our IG page. Well, Hurts got the job done. And of course, Max never paid that bet off. He does enough in the last 4 games of the season to earn the starting spot the next year. In 2021, the Eagles started off rough. They started off 2-5. And one of the lowest points of the season, getting beat by my Raiders in Las Vegas, with Jalen Hurts not looking all that good. Max was happier than a pig in shit. His draft analysis on Jalen Hurts was coming true. The Eagles were bad, but this isn't the end of the story. Like the theme of this video, Max was wrong.
That's not the theme of the video, asshole.
Okay, the theme is Hurts continue to improve and prove people wrong. The Eagles shift their offense to suit Jalen Hurts, and they make the playoffs to go on and play Tampa Bay and the GOAT Tom Brady. Jalen Hurts gets exposed. He reverts to some of his Alabama tendencies of looking to run instead of pass. He struggles mightily, and the Eagles season is over. You would think after that embarrassing playoff loss to Tampa Bay, the Jalen Hurts experience will be over. And, maybe this season they'll get Russell Wilson, even Deshaun Watson. But not only did they not get those guys, they doubled down on my man, Jalen Hurts.
The Eagles were going to find out if Jalen Hurts was their guy in 2022. Get elite pass catchers? Check. Monster O-line? Double check. Build a defense? Triple check. Get him a creative play caller? Done. With all that accomplished, now the pressure was on Hurts. He had to prove he could succeed in this system. And for most QBs, we always talk about when are they going to take the leap? Well, Jalen Hurts is in the middle of taking his leap. He's improved everywhere, throwing over the middle, fine-tuning his release and mechanics, getting aggressive down the field. Last year, Hurts was in the middle of the pack for average yards per attempt. Now he's first in the NFL. Even crazier, in 432 pass attempts last year, Hurts only had 2 throws of 50-plus yards and 5 throws of over 40-plus yards. This year, he's already hit those benchmarks, but it's only taken him 123 pass attempts. He's no longer scared to pull the trigger on game-changing throws. Explosive plays are the most important in football, and now he has the ability to make those plays, but now it's not only with his feet, it's with his arm. When he scrambles, he's no longer looking to just tuck it and run. He's looking, hey, where's the defender leaving the guy? Let me dot somebody up for 30 yards downfield. He's so much better at reading defense and playing within the pocket. He's a quicker decision maker. His average pocket time has dropped from 2.6 seconds to 2.4. Yeah, I know what it sounds like. 0.2 seconds, wow, big deal. That's the difference between a sack and a completion. Every season since his freshman year in Alabama, Jalen Hurts has put in the work to get better. And it's not by accident. The guy works his ass off. First one in, last one out. When he was benched for Tua Tagovailoa, he didn't just sulk and quit football. He manned up. He did what he needed to. He got better. It wasn't easy. It wasn't a quick process. It took years, but it's paid off. He became the runner-up for the Heisman at OU, a second-round draft pick when people doubted he'd get drafted at all, me being one of those people. And now, he's an MVP candidate. So there's only one thing left to say in this video. I'm sorry, Jalen Hurts.